it's almost over. I ain't gonna let it pull me under, but I will conquer.
Warm welcome to you, ladies and gentlemen, as we bring you live updates, live and exclusive coverage of the ThePapare Under-20 School Football Championship. We have two games today at the Sugadasa Stadium. It's a bright sunny evening, and first up we have Stella College taking on St. Patrick's College for the third place playoff. Two teams that have unfortunately had their tournament cut short in the semi-final stage, but they are here today to play for pride, and we can expect a close game between two teams that boast plenty of talent. Joining me in the commentary box today, Irshad Hasimdeen. Irshad, your thoughts on today's games and what can we expect today?
Yeah, good afternoon, Ashwin. I think both teams now have to settle for either third or fourth place. I'm sure still they will have plenty to give in. They would love to make or rather take a trophy home back to Negombo or to Jaffna. So it's going to be a quite entertaining game, and the players know they still got the individual awards to fight for. Tarinder Silva, as you know, have scored 8 goals in the tournament, the leading goal scorer, and he's followed by Sandan of St. Patrick's. So both of them will look to increase their tally, so they walk away with the individual awards.
Yes, Irshad, as you rightly said, Tarinder Silva is the tournament's highest goal scorer, but St. Patrick's College have scored the most goals among the teams with a lot of good results, and Sandan has 5 goals, as you said. Hamilton Hines has 4 for them, Abhishan has 3, Samson has 3, so both teams are very capable of scoring goals, and hopefully we will see an open, attacking, free-flowing game of football that we know that both teams can play.
And also the goalkeepers, both have been very exceptional throughout the tournament, especially in the group stages, where Prakash Pereira only conceded 3 goals, and Kuman also only conceding 2 goals. So we can see a good battle up for the Golden Glove Award as well.
Both teams in the tunnels warming up for what should be an entertaining game of football. Kickoff is scheduled for 3 p.m. The crowd is still building up here. Teams with traveling fans, I'm sure the crowd will build as the day progresses. As we remind you that the final between Hamid Al Husseini and St. Joseph's College is scheduled for kickoff at 5:45 p.m. and we expect a large crowd in for that game.
Yeah, we see St. Patrick's College. They've been in Colombo for the last 3 days. I think another point to make, Ashwin, this is a quick turnaround for the players. They played 48 hours before, and especially St. Patrick's playing that second encounter, which finished around 7:30, and they had to recover quickly for this encounter, which is starting early.
Yes, good point, Irshad, but that's the advantage of being young, I suppose. Teams will be able to recover quicker, but having said that, it is a big ground. Turf is a bit soft as well, so it would have taken a lot out of the players playing on Friday evening under humid conditions. So hopefully the teams are fit and ready to go. We saw early on in that St. Patrick's game they were forced into a few substitutions due to injury, but hopefully today they will be fit and ready to row, as substitutes are just making their way to the bench. Teams will be lining up in the tunnel in a while.
Yeah, even the teams was able to get a glimpse of the starting lineups. Stella actually have made only one change for the starting lineup from the semi-finals, and St. Patrick's look to have changed a couple of players. I think B.N. Venu came out injured earlier in the game, so he's been replaced, and apart from that, it's the same old for both the schools.
can see Stella in a huddle inside the tunnel. They've done well in this tournament. Just a reminder about how they got to the third place. They topped their group, which they faced St. Patrick's as well in the group stage. It was a 1-1 draw, but today there will be no draws. They will have to have a result. Stella topped the group, winning 3 of their games, drawing 1. They beat Bandaranaike College, Gampaha 8-0, St. Sebastian's Katunaria 3-1, and a draw against St. Patrick's before they beat Dimazenad 3-1. In the quarterfinals, they were drawn against Mahajana College, which they were able to beat 2-0, another team from Jaffna who did well in this tournament. And the semi-finals on Friday, a late goal for St. Joseph's consigned them to a defeat, as they now, in this third place playoff game, try to recover some lost pride and end their tournament in style.
Yeah, this should be a cracker because, as you mentioned, these two teams did play off each other up in Jaffna, and so Stella did well to come out with a 1-1 draw, being down 1-0 at halftime, and in wet conditions up at Durayappa, they did well to gain a draw, as we almost set for the teams to walk out to the field, and the customary school anthems will follow soon after.
Yes, just a reminder about how St. Patrick's got to this stage. They came second in that group with Stella. They beat Bandaranaike College Gampaha 8-0 before they drew against Dimazenad 1-1, Stella 1-1, and then they beat St. Sebastian's Katunaria 6-0. And of course their biggest scalp came in the quarterfinals, where they beat Zahira on penalties after a thrilling 3-3 draw. And unfortunately for them, they couldn't quite carry that same form into the semi-final against Hamid Al Husseini, against whom they lost 1-0. A solitary goal from Mohammad Afka consigning them to defeat. However, as history has shown, there's not much between these two teams, and we expect a tight game as teams are just lining up in the tunnel.
Yeah, you could say Tarin Da Silva, like skipper, going to every player, encouraging, telling what it means to them. Most of these boys will be playing their last match for the school, since it's under 20 category, and this will be their last encounter playing for their alma mater. There will be high hopes for several individuals who will be leaving school after this. You can see St. Patrick's led by Rajikumar Dilakshan.
Yes, the subs are on the bench, the teams are in the tunnel.
I think the conditions also pretty well, Ashwin. Slightly odd, however, the field looks exemplary to have a good game of football, as we are almost set for the two teams to walk out.
Yes, Irshad, warm conditions, but there is a nice breeze blowing across the ground, which will help keep the players cool. St. Patrick's will be playing in their traditional yellow strip, while Stella in their multicolored blue, white and red outfit.
That's resembling their college flag exactly. The blue, white and the red from Negombo. Gonna take the gold and green from Jaffna. Here we have the main referee. Looks like it's going to be Taranga. Both teams walking out pretty smartly for one last time at the Sugadasa Stadium. Each one of them will go home with the third place prize.
Both teams lining up for what will be hopefully a great game of football. She said Stella in blue, red and white, and St. Patrick's in gold and green. As proceedings will start with the college songs of both teams. And that's
Ladies and
that
gentlemen,
with,
the third place.
college songs. Teams now shaking hands as continue live and exclusive coverage of the third place playoff of the ThePapare Football Championship. Started off with 20 teams. These two made it to the final four, but couldn't quite make it to the last two. And they will fight it out for the third place. Once again, we'll have a look at the team cards, starting with Stella, Tarinda Silva, top goal scorer, Krishal Fernando, Mohamed Sajid, Pramod Chiranta, Shannon Dabrera, Ramindu Fernando, Rajidu Fernando, Prakash Pereira, Ramindu Rishan, Asida Fernando, and Mohamed Shipan.
The two skippers and the four officials going with the final instruction and the toss to see who's gonna take the side and who's gonna take the ball. Kick off. We will have a look at St. Patrick's team card shortly. Here we go. We have Ramesh Lakshana, Rajit Kuman, Hamilton Haynes, Abraham Prison, Shashikarana Bhishan, B.N. Venu, Robert Tanujan, Raji Kumar Shandan, Nirmala Kristiban, J. Anthony, and Baviraj. So, identical. Hopefully, they can deliver. Both the teams, as we mentioned, having a quick turnaround of games, and especially two big games. What are we to expect, Ashwin, on today's encounter, this first encounter?
Yes, St. Patrick's, of course, we know their main strength is their front three. Yeah. Sandan, alongside Chris Stepan and Heinz, who have caused a lot of problems for defenses right throughout the tournament. If they can start well and put the Maristella defense under pressure, it will be an interesting game, certainly. Mohamed Sajid in the Maristella defense had a particularly good game against St. Joseph's, alongside Rajindu Fernando in midfield. And I think the ploy for Maristella would be to try and get the ball to Tarinda Silva as much as possible, as the dynamic captain can certainly impact the game with his pace, his trickery, of course his powerful shooting.
It should be an open game, as you mentioned. Both set of teams having three front players who are having a lot of speed and scale, and the midfield of both have been working well. Dilakshana, the skipper for St. Patrick, as you mentioned, Rajidu Fernando has an excellent tournament so far. He would like to complete it with some silverware, as Maristella has just kicked us off from light to left, and Tarinda Silva immediately on the ball. As he did in the game against St. Joseph's, draws a foul. This time it just away from the box.
He'll certainly fancy his chances from this sort of range. Once again, as soon as he got the ball, running at the defense, putting pressure on them. Rajidu Fernando and Silva standing over it. Tarinda Silva leaves it for Rajidu Fernando. Curler off the top of the crossbar on that occasion. It was a good free kick.
I think it's a brilliant save. Ashwin Kuman got his fingertips to it. If not, that would have been definitely a goal.
Lovely dip on that free kick. There wasn't much power, but very good placement. As volley from the edge of the box forces Kuman into action once again. Bright start for Maristella. And that's a poor goal kick from Kuman. Can't pick out a teammate. Stella once again. The opportunity to get on the ball.
Now here's the front three for St. Patrick's. Hamilton Haynes getting to the end of that crossfield ball. Looking for option, not able to. Once again, Deluction steals it.
Haynes carrying the ball a long way on that occasion. Sandan putting some pressure on the defense. Asida Fernando just about gets it clear.
I think both teams going to take a little bit of time to settle down.
Deluction picks out his right back. Ambitious attempt from range. St. Patrick's in possession. Rajidu Silva, as he did in the game against St. Joseph, putting pressure on the ball. As Hines just loses his footing. Still with St. Patrick's. Here's Sandan. Opportunity for a shot. Good save. Chris Teepan just can't get his shot over the defender. Bright start for St. Patrick's from open play. That's the threat that they pose. Sandan with a good shot initially saved well by Prakash Pereira. And the follow-up by Chris Teepan just lacking the power to cause any problems.
Yes, once again, that's an opportunity there. Not getting the foot around it. He tried to go from his outstep.
Abhishan on that occasion having a crack at goal, just wide. Here's Rajidu Fernando. Picks out Tarinda Silva, lovely skill. Still in possession, but used his arm to control the ball according to the referee. It's been a bright start. 5 minutes in, both goalkeepers have been forced into action.
Yeah, as we know, many of the third and fourth playoff games all around normally gets a lot of goals in it. Both teams will play open football, and so is the case here, as we see both St. Patrick's and Maristella trying to attack, not sit back. You see the entire 20 players in the midfield. And it's also a battle of two goalkeepers, Ashwin, both of them vying for the Golden Glove with least number of goals conceded in the tournament.
Yes, Prakash Pereira had a brilliant game against St. Joseph's. Unfortunately, the goals he ended up conceding, one was from the spot, and the other, I don't think any goalkeeper in the tournament could have saved that winner from Chalana Pramanta. Absolute screamer into the top corner.
Yeah, I think even two goalkeepers won't be able to keep that out. As Maristella look to threat. Rajidu Fernando taking a shot. That's not going to trouble Cuman at all. Oh, that's a nasty collision.
Rajidu Fernando is the stricken player, and he will require some medical attention. Just a reminder, we are live and exclusive on ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, bringing you live and exclusive coverage of the Papare Football Championship.
I think it's a really good platform for all these schoolboys.
And on the topic of platforms, you can follow us on all our major social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. You can interact and comment with your thoughts and views on ThePapare.com.
I think they have done a really stupendous job covering most of the school matches live from the group stage onward, from the first game onward until the final. We've had close to 15 games which were shown live from all around the island.
Yes, it's been a great tournament coming to culmination today with the final kicking off later on in the afternoon, as giving schools and school players an opportunity to get some exposure to the big games, big grounds, playing under pressure. So the first booking of the game has also been issued to that St. Patrick's defender, Asda Fernando, with the free kick into the box, and Cuman came, gathers, and is crashed into by Ravindra Rishan. It's a big unit, and Cuman certainly felt that one. St. Patrick's building from the back position, conceded cheaply. As here's Tarinda Silva, bundled off the ball. Ravindra Rishan is on the ground off your screens, and he stayed down, and Stella have put the ball to touch.
Yes, once again the referee goes to his pocket. I think he's gonna book Ravindra Rishan this time for that collision. I think, Ashwin, this is the fatigue we were talking about. Playing 2 matches in succession in a matter of 48 hours takes the toll of the players. They are probably not aware, not recovered.
Probably coming into the game with a few knocks as well, which will be amplified with every collision or knock they face in this game.
Yeah, their hearts must be saying they are okay. However, physically, there will be bruises which takes time to recover.
Rishan is coming off following his treatment, which has left Stella down to 9 men, as Rajithu Fernando is also still on the sidelines.
And Prison been booked for that challenge.
Can St. Patrick's make use of this temporary numerical advantage? That ball looking for Chris Deepan, gathered by Prakash Pereira.
Once again, both goalkeepers, the kicks not been what they expect of, hardly reaching the midway point. Now here's Chris Deepan looking for Sandhan.
So St. Patrick's putting pressure on the Stella defense. Prakash Pereira is there. Rajido Fernando just has a bit of a nosebleed, but looks to be okay. Will come back onto the pitch in a bit. And that's a mistake. Just allowed Sandhan in. Sandhan takes his time, takes a shot. Prakash Pereira makes the save, and it's cleared away by Asida Fernando. Stella just can't afford to make those sort of mistakes. Sandhan showing great composure to cut back onto his left foot. Good save by Prakash Pereira, and Asida Fernando mopping up the rest.
Yeah, you saw an example why he's the front runner for the Golden Glove. Prakash Pereira making that vital save, keeping Stella in the game.
Yes, here once again Sandhan cuts back to his left, but Prakash Pereira alert to the danger. Makes a good save. Here come Stella.
He's looking for his right wing. It was not there. He had moved inside. However, he does well to keep the ball in. Starting the Silva once again draws a foul. This boy, he knows exactly where the defenders are and what the defenders are trying to do. As he takes the advantage of his nifty footwork and the movements. Once again, free kick in a good promising position.
Yes, rather heavy. Came down rather heavily. Slight contact with the defender. May have made the most of it. Once again, Rajidu Fernando and Tharinda Silva over the ball. Tharinda Silva this time. Free kick over the bar. Unfortunately, was pretty central as well. I think Cuman would have had that undercover.
Yeah. What's to notice is Tharinda Silva, a predominantly left footer, but whenever he goes to take penalties and free kicks, he goes with his right.
It's a poor mistake by the St. Patrick's defense, gifting possession to Tharinda Silva. They'll be thanking their stars. Didn't mount to more as here comes Hines. Field ball attempted, sliced away by the defender, and it'll be the first corner of the game for St. Patrick's.
This could be another tester for Prakash Pereira.
Sandhan to take this corner kick. Driven low. That training ground routine not coming off particularly well. Here's Stella once again on the ball.
I think the defender was a bit too close to go ahead with that ploy. As Hamilton Haynes releases Chris Stephen on the left. I think his intent was to cross it to Sandhan. However, the breeze taking it over the crossbar.
Caught in two minds. Thought of crossing it, but was urged to shoot as well from the bench. And in the end, does neither particularly well, as that through ball attempted is cut out by St. Patrick's centre back. Rishan loses possession. Dangerous area. Defense win it back for him though, as there's Mohammad Shipan. Cross once again doesn't quite make it into the box. St. Patrick's have numbers back, but it will be a throw.
St. Patrick's come all the way back to Prakash Pereira. Shows good composure. Finds Ravindu. It's been an entertaining game, except for the final third, where both teams have struggled to get the killer pass. The midfield, it's been quite open. And this play is quite spread out. Here's Stella. Starting the Silva.
Tarinda Silva shoots, but gathered comfortably by Kuman.
Yeah, he had covered his angles pretty well, Kuman. No goalkeeper would like to see the ball getting into the net from his inner side. That's what he did. As Maristella once again built from Ravindu. Looking for Rajidu in the left.
Kristipan shrugs off his defender, cuts it back, but the onrushing shot is blocked by the Maristella midfielder.
Dilakshan couldn't get his foot around it. He was pressured by the Maristella defender. Tarinda Silva now sends it wide. Once again the effort from far out, not troubling the goalkeeper. You can see the bench asking them to move forward before taking a shot.
Mohammad Shipan offside on that occasion. First call for the game. St. Patrick's in possession. Here's Abhishan.
Not sure what they're trying to do. Ashwin now, like 3 times in a row, the goalkeeper comes and collects it pretty easily as the through balls being overshot.
Yes, I think the wingers are expecting Sandhan to be on the shoulder of the last defender. However, he is more central as that ball nearly picks out forward.
Yeah, but this time around, Haynes not paying attention and he was far behind. And we can see the idea of Kristipan. However, Sandhan and Haynes not in the same wavelength.
Both goalkeepers were forced into some early action, but after that, it's been relatively quiet. Lovely piece of skill. Maristella have some numbers forward on this occasion, but it's a poor ball. He had other options, Went for the most difficult one and lost possession as St. Patrick's once again on the ball.
Japan coming back from an offside position. I think at this level, they need to understand the laws of the game and the changes that comes with it. You still see some coaches complaining when offsides are called for a player coming back from an offside position.
The Fernando making a nuisance of himself. Opportunity to play in Heinz. Here's Heinz. Can he get a cross in? It's cut out.
Yeah, he had Sandhan and Christiepen in the far post. He was not able to find them. It's good to see both teams playing with the full width of the pitch.
Final shot from Bhaviraj. High and wide. Troubling only the ball boy. Ajit Fernando gets away from a couple of defenders as well. He's appealing for the free kick, but not given. Throw into St. Patrick's. So it's clear handball.
It's been a quite open game. Only thing missing is, I think, some goal mouth action. Both goalkeepers were put into test earlier in the game, and they haven't been tested so far.
St. Patrick's on the prowl, but have at least 2 players offside.
The referee not raising his flag, even though one of the players did move towards the ball. And play continues or restarts from a goal kick. A poor goal kick from Asita Fernando.
Stephen perhaps should have run that ball a bit. With Sandhan getting free. Instead, he opted to try and pick him out first time.
Indeed, he had plenty of time to think what he wanted to do. Harshly, he took the ball and tried to cross.
St. Patrick's clear their lines. Heinz brings it under control. Goes off. Can he get a cross in? Lost his way a bit. Just about keeps it in play. And has to settle for a throw. He's claiming that his shirt was pulled. Heinz on his feet now as play resumes. Low ball in towards Sandhan, gets to it ahead of Prakash Pereira, but he could only do that toe poke it and just wide, but that's more like it. Good movement from Sandhan on the direction.
Just the angle of his run was outside. Prakash Pereira coming up did manage to put Santhan off guard.
Yes, once again, Prakash Pereira did well. He made it difficult for Santhan by coming out and putting him under pressure. And Anthony Raj finds his midfielder. His Dilakshan to Bhaviraj. Sandan making a good run, but it's played to Hines. Can he get a cross in? It's a good ball into a dangerous area, but Sandan isn't making a run towards goal.
Maristella just panicking at the back a little. 3 players to get that ball cleared away. They only managed to give a throw into St. Patrick's. As in this, for the last 10 minutes or so, it's been all St. Patrick's pressing and putting Maristella under pressure. So once again, you see Maristella without options.
Bhaviraj, great idea to try and play in Hines, but it's well defended.
St. Patrick's keep knocking on the door. As once again, good first touch. He went for goal instead of trying to cross it to Sandan and Kristipan.
Yes, first touch just took it past the defender, but couldn't quite control the effort on the volley. St. Patrick's have been the better team for the past 5 to 10 minutes. Can they get the breakthrough in this game? Stephen, offside called against the winger.
Stephen seems to have recovered from the head injury. He was wearing a big band-aid in the semi-final. So once again, looking for Haynes with the through ball. Asita Fernando in the middle of the defense.
They haven't been able to get that man involved in the game too much, and when he has been, it's been blocked. Tharinda Silva, the skipper, he's cut an isolated figure at times near the halfway line.
Yeah, it's always been 2 against 1 whenever he has the ball. Makes life difficult, and he doesn't have much support from his 2 forwards. Once again, Kristipan does well to keep it in. The linesman from the far side, the inside raises for a goal kick.
Their wingers are getting in behind the Maristella defense, but it's the play after that that's just been missing for St. Patrick's. Rajitu Fernando on the ball for Maristella. Wins his team a throw-in. Didn't have much in terms of support. It's not a bad result.
I think Maristella is also missing Pranit Sharminda up front along with Tharinda. Those 2 were the main tormentors for defense, as Shipan has replaced him. Sharminda not even in the bench for Maristella this afternoon. So once again, Kristipan, can he get a cross in? Sure can, not finding the intended target. Sandan. Here's Sandan. That's an excellent save from Prakash Pereira. From the outstep. A brilliant curler to the right.
Just from inside the box. As you can see, acrobatic save from the keeper. It was a good shot as well by Santhan, who had a bit of space. Corner swung in. Prakash Pereira comes and bats it away. It's going to come back into the box. It's flicked home. That's the first goal of the game. St. Patrick's take the lead. And it's Abhishan who adds to his goal tally. Prakash Pereira batted away the corner kick, but it was a good cross back into the box. The second ball causing the problems for Stella. As a lovely targeted cross finished off in style by Abhishan.
That was a free header, Ashwin. There was nobody marking Abhishan. He was left alone. He gleefully takes it and heads it home.
Yes, they went to sleep after Prakash Pereira cleared the initial danger. But the second ball ultimately proving to be their downfall.
Now this could open up really well for both teams, especially St. Patrick's, as Stella will put men in up front. And we still got a good hour's play left.
St. Patrick's perhaps deservedly in the lead. They had the better opportunities in this first half.
Yeah, they were the better team, except for the first couple of minutes. At the big start, Stella was playing. It's all been St. Patrick's since then. It's a silly thing to do by the defender.
Great idea, trying to leave it as he has Hines, trying to cause a few problems. Gets round Asita Fernando, but runs the ball out of play in the process.
Dilakshan, great movement, tried to leave the ball to his strike partner up front, Santhan. Luckily for Stella, Asita Fernando got it cleared.
This ball, Prakash Pereira comes late. Chris Stepan is also involved. St. Patrick's continue to knock on the door. Paviraj. Chris Stepan is miles offside. The easiest calls for the linesman. Once again, good support shown for his defense from Kuman. Coming out and gathering as lovely touch from Dilakshan. Just that pass from Santhan. Not quite up to required level as Rajidu Fernando can't get anywhere. And the Silva tries to flick it into the box, but unable to do so. Anywhere will do at the moment for St. Patrick's.
They're just looking to clear off the pressure. You know, they're just waiting on half time, going into the lead. with all the pressure up front. As once again, as Dilakshan comes out with the ball, gives it away. Stella seems to have got numbers in front in the St. Patrick's box.
Lakshan trying to play in. Sandhan cut out by the centre back. The other end, Rajidu Fernando makes a nuisance of himself. St. Patrick's bring it clear.
Star in the Silva, all by himself. The touch, a bit too much as he lands on Cummins. It's like the groin area on the shin.
It's a rather heavy touch, let him down. Resulted in him crashing into Cummins, who gathered the ball. That was the touch that let him down. Got past the defender, but it was way too far.
Yeah, ideally, he could have gone first time to the far post with his right. We know he has a good right peg as well. Instead, he wanted to get closer to the goal. An immediate shot would have taken the goalkeeper by surprise. Cummins taking his time. You are live and exclusive on the www.thepapare.com.
Yes, and just a reminder about the Dialogue Rugby League 2018, Sri Lanka's most prestigious club competition. You can catch all the action and news and reviews on thepapare.com. So we bring you live coverage of the Dialogue Rugby League 2018. And ball called on Heinz.
Both teams' concentration levels seems to be a bit low. They are not on their mark with their touches.
So it could possibly be because as he has an opportunity for Sandhan, it's worked from all the way from Cummins. Sandhan with the shot just wide.
Yeah, I was hoping that he's gonna lob the ball into the net. Instead, he tried to go across the face of goal. Just agonizingly going wide.
Yes, as you can see, brought it under control well, and just the finish going inches wide off the post. Here comes Stella. It's again sloppy in possession. They're starting the Silva. Lovely turn. Tries to pick out his winger, but Mohammad Shipan has moved in field and there's no one there. It's a throw in for St. Patrick's. Kristipan to Baviraj. Sandhan.
Through ball, I think. They worked that move well. Fortunately, Asita Fernando read the situation and covered it. As Rajidu Fernando now trying to counter an attack for Maristella. Still the threat. It's been sloppy with St. Patrick's in the midfield. Ashwin, couple of times they've given away the ball cheaply when they looking to mount an attack.
Here's Kristipan. Sets himself to cross, but no real issue for Stella defense. Get the danger clear. Here come Stella. Cross into the area. It's again defense up to the challenge. Tarinda Silva, of course, key player for Stella, top goal scorer of the tournament with 8 goals. Unfortunately, he's been denied the time and space to make an impact in this game by the St. Patrick's defense.
Silva been marked pretty well. As I mentioned, it's always 2 players next to him whenever he got the ball. He looks a bruised and battered figure, Tarinda Silva. As St. Patrick's not settling for that 1 goal advantage. They're looking to score another every time they get the ball. Excellent work from Dilakshan.
Now Rishan needs to be careful. He's already on a booking. On that occasion, hacks down the St. Patrick's captain. Nifty piece of footwork. I beg your pardon, that's Asif Fernando who brings him down in the end. Sandhan with his free kick. Works it to Baviraj. First touch nearly took him past the defender, but recovers well. Here's Heinz with the cross to the far post, and it's headed in. A second goal of the game for St. Patrick's and Abhishan.
Yes, man, Abhishan once again getting his head to good use. Second headed goal across Prakash Pereira. No chance.
As you can see, once again, it's the second ball. The first ball was dealt with, but a lovely chip ball from Heinz in, and Abhishan heads home from pretty much point blank range to double St. Patrick's advantage, and indeed his goal tally for this game.
That's the type of headers goalkeepers dread. Headed towards the ground. It takes time for the goalkeepers to get down to save. As we were saying, St. Patrick's were not going to sit on that 1 goal advantage. They were looking for the second. And they got their second, as Stella now trying to get a goal just before the break.
They've been good value for their 2 goal advantage. They've been the better team of this half. And this was that. Once again, Tarinda Silva denied the time and space. And we'll have 2 minutes added on to the end of this first half, as here Chris Teepan comes to try and get it 3-0, but good covering by the defender.
Yeah, Sajid got his foot to it. Send it out for a corner.
Half time can't come fast enough for Stella. They look a bit ragged. They will really need the break to recover. It's Prakash Pereira on that occasion spilling the regulation catch. Baviraj, Dilakshan from range. It's not going to trouble anyone. Arvind Silva hits it back. Ajitha Fernando putting the defender under some pressure, but St. Patrick's get it away. Here's Crisal Fernando to Ravindra Rishan. Decent move from Stella. Is there an end product? So the shot is carried into his own net by Kuman. Rather bizarre goal.
Everyone was waiting to see what was going to happen. The defenders didn't react. The goalkeeper didn't react. The ball paired away. There you see. He was hoping it's going to go over the crossbar. It falls inside his own net. As referee calls full half time. Maristella gets the goal which they needed just before the break.
Yes, that brings to the end the first half. It's been a entertaining game. St. Patrick's going into a 2-goal lead courtesy of 2 headed goals from Abhishan. But with the last kick of the first half, Maristella halved their deficit courtesy of goalkeeping error by Kuman. But it's been an entertaining game of football so far. The two teams relatively closely matched, and we'll bring you highlights of the first half after the break, as we will join live and exclusive action of the second half in 15 minutes with the start of the second half. Till then, we'll go into a commercial break.
It ain't easy, but it's almost over. This heart was made to wander, but I will conquer.
පළවෙනිම ඉන්දියාව තමයි පන්දුවට පහර දුන්නේ. මට ඉතාමත් හොඳ ආරම්භයක් වුණ ලබා ගත්තා. ඒත් මුරලිදරන්ගේ අතිවිශිෂ්ට පන්දුවේ මේ ඉදිරියේ වුන් සිළු දෙනා මම හිතා ලකුණු 220 ගානකට දෙවි ගියා. ඉන් පස්සේ මගේ වාසනාවට මම හිතන්නේ මම තුන්වෙනි ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් හැටියට තමයි ඒ තරඟයට සහභාගී වුණේ. හැබැයි මගේ වාසනාවට මම හිතන්නේ මම පන්දුවට පහර දෙන්න යනකොට ලකුණු 400ක පමණ කඩලු 5ක් 6ක් දැවි තිබුණේ. මම හිතන්නේ ඒකත් එක්තරා හේතුවක්. හැබැයි මම පන්දුවට පහර දෙන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා මට මාවන් යම් දෙයක් ප්‍රකාශ කරා. ඔහු මට කිව්වා හැමතිස්සෙම ගහන්න බලන් ඉන්න පළවෙනි ලකුණ ගැහුවන් පස්සේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඔයා සෙටල් වෙයි කියලා. මම හිතන්නේ ඒ උපදේශ මත මම හිතන්නේ තුන්වෙනි පන්දුවේ මම හිතන්නේ මම ලකුණු 2ක් ලබා ගත්තා. ලබාගෙන ඒ පන්දු 12ක් පමණ ක්‍රීඩා කරාම මම හිතන්නේ දිවාහාරයක් ආවා. ඒ දිවාහාරය මම ක්‍රීඩාගාරයට මම හිතන්නේ මාවන් මට මතක් කරා එයාට අවුරුදු 6ක් ගියා කිව්වා එක ලකුණක් ගහන්න. හැබැයි මම පන්දු 3කින් ඒ ලකුණු ගැහුවා කිව්වා. මම හිතන්නේ ඒ සමගම ඊට පස්සේ තේපානේ වෙන විදිහට ලකුණු 50ක් ලබා ගත්තා. ඊට පස්සේ මායි හෂාන් හිටියේ. ඉන් පස්සේ හෂාන් මට ප්‍රකාශ කරා ඔබ දැන් ලකුණු 50ක් ලබාගෙන තියෙන මල්ලි මේ ගහලා බලන්න වැදුනොත් 100ට එයිද කියලා. මම හිතන්නේ අන්තිම 50මත් එකක් වේගෙන් පහරවල එල්ල කරා. හැබැයි මගේ වාසනාවට හැම පාරක්ම පිටේ වැදුනා.
நேரடி ஒளிபரப்பு யாழ்ப்பாணத்தில்
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිරිතදාස
at මොරටුව පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
கிழக்கு மாகாணம்
Sugaddas Indoor Stadium
is the Fox Hill Supercross. නැගල සිරි ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නෝරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයට.
ෆයිනල් ෂෝඩවුන් කැන්ඩි ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ක්ලබ්
පොළොන්නරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට
ඒ දුෂ්කර කාලය ගැන පොඩ්ඩක් මතක් කළොත් සරත් මොකද අපි දන්නවා අදටත් පිට පළාත් වලින් බොහෝ ක්‍රීඩකීන් කොළඹට එනවා. ඔවුන් නොයෙකුත් ගැටලු වලට මුහුණ පානවා, ප්‍රශ්න වලට මුහුණ පානවා. සමහරක් වෙලාවට ඔබලා මුහුණ පාපු තරම් අමාරු නැතුව ඇති. ඔබ මේ මුල් කාලේදී මුහුණ පාපු ප්‍රශ්න ගැටලු දුක්ඛම් ගැටලු ගැන පොඩ්ඩක් කතා කරන්න.
ඇත්තටම අපිට තිබුණා ගොඩාක් ප්‍රශ්න. මම හිතන්නේ ඒ කාලේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා කණ්ඩායමේ නායකයා කියන්නේ ක්‍රිකට් විතරක් බලපු නායකයෙක් නෙවෙයි. මම හිතන්නේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ගේ නවාතැන් පහසුකම් කෑම බීම මේ හැම දෙයක්ම බලන්න වුණා ඒ කාලේ හිටපු නායකයන්ට. මම හිතන්නේ විශේෂයෙන් ඒක අපි ක්‍රීඩකයෝ හැටියට පිට පළාත් වලින් ආපු මම ප්‍රමෝදය එරික් උපශාන්තද උපුල් චන්දන මම හිතන්නේ විශාල ක්‍රීඩකයෝ මුරලිදරන් මෙහෙම ක්‍රීඩකයෝ ගත්තොත් අපිට ඉන්න නවාතැන් තිබිච්ච තැන් ක්‍රීඩකයෝ නෙවෙයි ඒ කාලේ. ඉතින් මම හිතන්නේ නායකයවට මැදිහත් වෙලා අපේ පුහුණුවීම් කටයුතු වලට පවා එන්න අපිට වාහනයක් නැත්තම් ඒ පළාත් ඉඳලා එන කවුරු හරි ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් එක්ක අපිට පුහුණුවීම් කටයුතු වලට එන්න මම හිතන්නේ ලෑස්ති කරලා දෙනවා. ඒක තමයි ඒ කාලේ මම දැකපු හොඳම දේ. මොකද මම ගල්කිස්ස ඉන්න කාලේ අරවින්ද අයියා මාත් එක්ක එනවා. නැත්තම් රොෂාන් අයියා මාත් එක්ක එනවා. මම රාජගිරියේ ඉන්නව නම් රොයි ඩයස් අයියා රොයි මාව අරගෙන එනවා. ඒ වගේ චරිත් සේනානායක මාව අරන් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන උන්තර. ඒ වගකීම් බාර ගන්න ඒ විදිහට ලෑස්ති කරලා තිබුණා. කෑම බීම අතින් බල්ලා අපි අර්ජුනලා ගෙදර නවත්තලා තිබිලා ක්‍රීඩකයන්ට කෑම බීම දීලා තියාගෙන බලාගෙන තියෙනවා.
නේරඩි ඔලිබරපු යාල්පානතිල්ල
මාතර කොටවිල ගම්පියසට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සිද්ධදාස
at Moratua.
පියගම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ ක්‍රීඩාංගණය.
කිලක්කු මාහල
Sugadadasa Indoor Stadium
is the Fox Hill Supercross.
Kurunagala City ඇතුගල් පුරවරය
papare.com අපි අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ නෝරෙලිය ප්‍රදේශයට.
Final showdown Candy Sports Club.
පොළොන්නරුව ජාතික සංකීර්ණයේ සිට
ඒවගේ මශාන අර්ජුන අනතුක දවසක් ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා මීට කලින් මට මැච් විනස්ලා දාදනෙක් අවශ්‍ය නැහැ. මට අශාන්තිර කරත්න වගේ තව ක්‍රීඩකින් දාදනෙක් හිටියොත් මම ලෝකෙම ජය ගන්නවා කියලා. මොකද්ද මේ ඔබගේ තියෙන සුවිශේෂීභාවය?
අර්ජුන නෑ මං හිතන්නේ අර්ජුන අපිට දබලා දුන්නු පුදුම නිදහසක් ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න. හැබැයි නිදහස අපි අයතුරු ලෙස පාවිච්චි කරේ නැහැ. විශේෂයෙන් ක්‍රීඩා තරගයකට බහිනකොට අපි පොසිටිව් අපි පුළුවන් තරම් අපේ රට වෙනුවෙන් ක්‍රීඩා කරන තමයි අපි 11 දෙනා ඉස්සරහට ආවේ. ඉතින් ඒකෙන් අපි අර්ජුන අපි කරන විශාල විශ්වාසයක් තිබුණා. ඒ විශ්වාසය අපි කවදාකවත් කඩ කරේ නැහැ. ඒ අපිට දීලා තිබ්බ නිදහස අයතුරු පාවිච්චි කරේ නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒ කොන්ෆිඩන්ස් එකෙන් නැති අර්ජුන කියනවා ඒත්.
ක්‍රීඩා පුවත් සිංහලෙන් www.thepapare.com වෙබ් අඩවියට පිවිසලා සිංහල භාෂාව තෝරාගන්න. ක්‍රිකට්, රග්බි, පාපන්දු, වොලිබෝල්, මලල ක්‍රීඩා, පැසිපන්දු විතරක් නෙමෙයි වෙනත් ක්‍රීඩා සහ විශේෂාංග ලිපි උනත් The Papare සිංහල තුලින්. ඇයි අපේ වීඩියෝ පිටුව ක්‍රීඩාව හා සම්බන්ධ දහසකුත් එකක් වීඩියෝ, සම්මුඛ සාකච්ඡා. ඒ වගේම ඇසිදිසි, රග්බි පිටිය, පිටියේ කතා, ස්පෝර්ට්ස් මසාලා වගේ සතිපතා ජනප්‍රිය විශේෂාංග නරඹන්න. ඔබේ පරිගණකයෙන් ටැබ් එකෙන් එහෙමත් නැත්නම් ස්මාර්ට්ෆෝන් එකෙන් ලබා ගන්න ඔබට ලේසියෙන්ම පුළුවන්. The Papare සිංහල ක්‍රීඩා පුවත් ඩිජිටලීකරණය.
The Oval's got one of the finest wickets in the world, and it's got everything for everyone, fast bowlers, spinners and the batsmen.
It ain't easy, but it's almost over. I ain't gonna let it pull me under. But
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sugadasa Stadium, where the third place playoff of the ThePapare Football Championship Under-20 Schools competition is currently underway. It was an entertaining first half between St. Patrick's College and Stella College. St. Patrick's College going into a 2-0 lead through two-headed goals from Abhishan. But with the last kick of the first half, Mohammad Shipan carved their advantage with a fine shot which possibly should have been dealt with better by the St. Patrick's keeper, Cuman, which has left us with an interesting position to start this second half with a slight advantage for St. Patrick's against Stella from Negombo. St. Patrick's in their traditional gold and green outfit. The Stella in red, white and blue. St. Patrick's all set to kick us off for the second half, playing from right to left of screen. Let's see if they can continue their domination of this game, or whether Stella will be able to build on that bit of momentum they gained just before half time. Hines dispossessed. Stella happy to clear their lines. It was cheaply given away by the St. Patrick's defender. And it will be a goal kick for St. Patrick's in the end. Rajudu Fernando unable to chase down that throw. Both keepers were quite busy in the first half, particularly Prakash Pereira. Long throw in the direction of Tharinda Silva. Koeman hesitated but came in the end. It's the ball up front towards his forward line. Neither team particularly settled start of this second half. So here's the goal scorer, Mohammad Shipan. Tries to pick out Tharinda Silva, but it's cleared away. Here's Silva. Lovely through ball for the forward. Can he finish? He shoots and it's followed in. And it's an equalizer for Stella. Mohammad Shipan picking up his second of the game. And after initially shooting straight at Koeman, he got another opportunity, which he capitalized on to make it 2-2 here at the start of the second half. Stella now they have the bit between their teeth. Can they go one further and take the lead for the first time in this game? Abhishan tries to pick out Hines, but he is offside. St. Patrick's bench shocked at the start of the second half. They've conceded 2 goals, 2 minutes on either side of half time to lose their advantage. It looked quite a comfortable position when they were 2-0 up after Abhishan scoring both those headed goals. But it's a different scenario now. Stella are back in this game. Asita Fernando is ready to take the throw, but there's a player down. Tarinda Silva goes down. Referee asks play to continue. And foul called on Ravin. And there's a St. Patrick's player who's struggling to continue. Joining me in the commentary box, Rahul Madura. Your thoughts on the second game? Stella coming back strongly.
Good afternoon, Ashwin. It has been a thrilling game so far. St. Patrick's started strong, but Stella, the ever resilient team in the tournament so far, showing their colours. I did speak to their skipper Tarinda Silva before the match. He was very disappointed in the outcome of their semi-final, and he was very determined to make up for that mistake they made and secure the third place. And so far, they are en route to achieving that.
They made it a bit difficult for themselves, conceding those 2 goals, but they've been resilient, as you said. St. Patrick's in possession through their skipper, who's lost out, and there's an opportunity for a counter. Here comes Stella. It's a lovely ball into the middle. Can they finish? It's a good save by Kuman.
Once again, Tarinda Silva, the leading goal scorer of the Papare Football Championship so far with 8 goals. Coming very close to almost make it 9, as you can see on the screens now. A good cross into the box. Tarinda Silva just could not connect properly. Hit it right at Kijuman, who made a good save.
And that header from Ravin Rishan going over the bar. It was a good cross by the goal scorer, Mohammad Shipan. But Tarinda Silva just unable to direct it away from the reach of Kuman in the St. Patrick's goal. Stella really look like they want this game more than St. Patrick's at the moment.
The boys from Jaffna, ever since their semi-final match on Friday, have remained in Colombo, training for today's encounter. But as you rightly said, Ashwin, in the second half, it has been Stella who seem hungrier for the win. As once again, Patrick's clearing the ball. And now Patrick's look to go on the counter-attack.
Lovely control from Sandhan. Chris Stepan plays in Anthony, whose shot was hampered by the presence of the defender and ultimately couldn't quite direct it goalwards. Lovely first time pass from Chris Stepan to Anthony Raj. The game really has opened up, both teams finding space. Yes, Sandhan. Sandhan once again tries to pick out Chris Stepan, who put the defender under some pressure. It will be a St. Patrick's throw.
Stella defender should have done better there. He held onto the ball a little too long. And
ultimately looks like it got a touch off Chris Stepan.
Once again, ball with Chris Stepan. Looking to cross it in. Just wide. Santan got a header to it. Just wide of the post.
Yes, he had plenty of time and was under no pressure whatsoever. Really should have done better. As the second half, we've only played 10 minutes, but There have been plenty of chances for either team to be leading. Here come Stella. St. Patrick's appealing for offside, not given. Yes, Shipan picks out Rishan, who goes to ground. Referee asks him to get back on his feet.
Looks like it will be a throw into Stella. Tug off the shirt there. And unnecessary altercations by the Patrick's player. He knew he did a foul there by pulling the shirt of the Maristella player. Should just walk away. The referee rightly getting in the middle of things and cooling the situation.
Yes, Rajinder Fernando was the player who got his shirt pulled. It's been a battling midfielder for them. Maristella have now an opportunity to put the ball into the St. Patrick's box. Taken by Asita Fernando. Cleared away. Rishan tries to pick out his skipper. Ball defects comfortably for Cuman together. Lovely pass to pick out Shipan. Can't quite get past his defender. Here comes St. Patrick's on the counter. Dilakshan to Sandhan. Hines, can he pick him out? Hines just straying past the last defender. Offside called against the winger.
Patrick seemed ready to make a substitution here. Seems to be number 10 who is getting ready to come on.
Yes, it's Samson who is going to likely to replace Bhaviraj.
Samson, I believe, is an attacking option of the St. Patrick's bench, and some good signs as it seems that St. Patrick's are going for it. And with more than half an hour left on the clock, there is still plenty of action left in this third place playoff as the substitution is finally taking place.
Bhaviraj went off for some treatment just before. And looks like he is struggling. And Samson, who has 3 goals to his name, coming to replace him in a like-for-like swap. Maristella here have a corner kick. It's whipped in deep. And Tarinder Silva taking out Rajinder Fernando, his own teammate, as here comes Chris Stephen for St. Patrick's. Can't pick out Sandhan.
Once again, Patrick's winning the ball back, however, as Samson straight away into the action. Try to dribble down the wing. Ball yet again with Patrick's, and now once again just drifting offside. Could have been a dangerous attack there for Maristella. They will look to attack on break as now once again.
The long ball causing a few problems for the St. Patrick's defense on that occasion.
The game just reaching its hour mark. Stella and Patrick's tied at 2-all. If it remains this way, game will go straight into penalties. But plenty of time and action remaining as St. Patrick's once again going on the attack.
Here's Heinz. His cross is high. Stephen arriving, heads it down for Sandhan, whose header is well saved by Prakash Pereira, who's been beaten by 2 headers already. Wasn't about to let a third one get past him. Good save low to his right.
Prakash Pereira has made some really good saves in this match so far. But once again, St. Patrick's cross into the box.
One going across the face of goal stays in. And no, it hasn't. It has drifted out. This goal kick given to Stella.
Both these goalkeepers, Prakash Pereira of Stella and Rajit Kijuman of St. Patrick's College, have been 2 of the best goalkeepers in this tournament so far. And it would be a safe bet to say that they would be among the contenders for the Golden Glove come the end of the tournament. Stella, and that will be
a free kick at the edge of the box.
That was right on the edge of the box. 50-50, but the referee rightly giving that as a free kick, as you can see on your screens now.
If he was on the line, it will be a free kick. Rajido Fernando winning that free kick for Stella. It's a good position, especially for their skipper Tarin the Silva, to hit this with his left.
I'm assuming Tarin the Silva and possibly Rajindo Fernando would be interested in this, but doesn't seem so. In the group stage match against Dimazant College, Rajindo Fernando did score a free kick from this similar range, but Tarin the Silva seems to be the most keen on this.
Tarin the Silva takes it over the bar. Needed to at least get it on target. Test the keeper, but unfortunately unable to do so, as free kick there on that occasion. Just drifting over the bar.
These are chances that Stella cannot waste. It's not easy scoring directly from free kick, but from close range they would hope to get it on target at least. As once again Stella looked to break through, but skipper Tarin the Silva just could not get a touch to it.
The second half has been difficult to predict. First half we saw St. Patrick's were rather dominant, but this half it's been 50-50. Both teams have had good chances. Stella, of course, equalizing early on, but since then they've had opportunities to take the lead, and so have St. Patrick's, but neither team really doing enough to go ahead in this third place playoff of the ThePapare Under 20 Schools Football Championship. Ravindra Ishan is ball in, cleared away temporarily by St. Patrick's. It's going to come back at them, but they've won position upfield. It's an opportunity for a break here. It's picked out Chris Stephen. Cuts inside. That pass to Sandhan, not ideal. Drags him wide. And he'll settle for a corner kick.
The pass to Chris Stephen was just a bit, had a bit too much power on it. Took Thornton right to the edge of the box. And now St. Patrick's with a corner kick.
Cleared off the line, but it's not fully cleared. And now St. Patrick's will come under pressure. Here comes Kuman. He has to clear. Does well with Shipan rushing towards him. Once again, chance for both teams at either end. Shipan deemed to be offside.
Seems to be struggling. And indeed, started limping and then signal to the bench. Seems to be in some discomfort.
Yes, they are on that occasion. That's the contact that caused some discomfort. Once again, reminder that you're watching the third place playoff of the ThePapare Schools Football Championship. Live and exclusive on Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, thepapare.com. Stella taking on St. Patrick's College, Nigambo versus Jaffna. And with just over 25 minutes left to play, it's all square at 2-2. It's been an entertaining game of football, and I have no doubt that the match will continue to thrill. Kuman.
Very risky there by St. Patrick's goalkeeper. Paid off in the end. And a foul against St. Patrick's. Sloppy by the Marisila player there.
Free kick is put into the area. Hines interested in it. It's comfortably gathered by Prakash Pereira. Here's Rishan. The game really has opened up, but that's not, it can't be what he was thinking of doing.
His teammates not very happy with him. But Marisela pass once again right into St. Patrick's player. But St. Patrick's still in possession.
Lakshan loses out as a bit of a break. Cleared away by the St. Patrick's defender. Here they come once again. St. Patrick's. Hines gets past his man. Can he get the cross in? It's to the far post. Chris Stephen heads it across, and opportunity for Sandhan. Appeals for handball. Still Sandhan. Shot blocked. And at the other end, Shipan putting the defender under some pressure. And Kuman ultimately getting involved to clear the danger. This time a foul called on. Tarinda Silva bundled over by St. Patrick's defender.
Surprisingly, Marisla do not have any players inside the box as of yet.
St. Patrick's playing a very high line, but there's a defender there, as you say rightly. It's a good delivery. Tarinda Silva got to it, but couldn't direct his header goalwards.
I think the Stella players were occupied with that high line just on the edge of the box. They did not notice the other defender. As once again, St. Patrick's giving the ball straight to Stella. But once again, sloppy work sees the ball back with St. Patrick's breaking into the Stella box. The cut back pass, once again throwing possession away.
Poor pass from Heinz. He did all the hard work, but the end product was seriously lacking, and he's offside on this occasion.
Both teams seem to be doing well until they get into the final third. As you can see, Marcella head coach Sugat Pereira asking his team to do better. They have done quite well to get this far. As once again,
here's Shipan. Gets it back. Can he keep it in play? Rajidu Fernando looks behind for support, but the final ball once again drifts out of play. Goal kick, St. Patrick's.
these two teams were the two highest scoring teams of the PapRe Football Championship group stages, with Stella scoring 15 goals while Patrick scored 16. But so far, despite being tied at 2-all, they seem to be struggling when it comes into the final third.
Dilaksan with a good run and a great block in the end by some Stella defender, putting his body on the line. Mohammad Sajid. Here's Chris Deepan.
Skipper Tarinda Silva has gone down and he seems to be in need of attention, but the game is going on. Can St. Patrick's capitalize? That was very close. The ball was not put out of play.
Hamilton Hines on that occasion with that shot. Just chipping it over the keeper, but couldn't quite get the direction.
This could be a massive blow for Stella if their captain and leading goal scorer Tarinda Silva cannot continue. He did have a slight niggle to his left knee before the start of this game. I beg your pardon, right knee, and it does seem to be that which is bothering him. They will need their captain if they want to have a good chance of killing this game off.
Just a reminder that if you are interested in advertising with Sri Lanka's #1 sports sub, you can get in touch with dinuk.bhaskaran@dialog.lk to get your brand recognized on Sri Lanka's one and only sports hub. We bring you live coverage of football, rugby, basketball, Well, a lot of other sports, as this was the incident where Cardinal Silva went down, just landing awkwardly on his right foot, which has caused the problem. Crowd is steadily growing, with the final scheduled to kick off at 5:45 between Hamid Al Husseini College and St. Joseph's. Expecting a thriller there as well. Here come Stella.
Stella currently down to 10 men. And St. Patrick's capitalize on that before skipper Tarin De Silva comes back on. If he does, he still does seem to be in quite some discomfort. It's a free kick by St. Patrick's. Once again struck it straight to the Maristella player.
Tarin De Silva has entered the field of play once again. Looking a bit gingerly, but he's okay. Crishal Fernando clears towards Mohamed Shipan. Rajidu Fernando can't play him in. And that's a foul on the St. Patrick's player.
Tarin De Silva moving very rigidly. You can see on your screens now. As you said, Ashwin, not looking 100% at all as the ball struck towards the Maristella box, headed away. Once again, attempted clearance, but St. Patrick still with the ball. Initial attempt blocked. And clearance by Rajin De Silva. And Tarin De Silva, injury or not, he raced to the ball. Still in possession. Still with the ball. Can he finish it off? Looked to try and find a pass. Had no teammate. Wasted opportunity as St. Patrick's now on the counter attack.
Tarin De Silva did brilliantly up to the point of that final delivery. He beat two defenders, took them completely out of the game as Naveen Rishan picks out Rajidu Fernando. Look for a throw in.
Once again, Tarin De Silva walking gingerly, but that brilliant run seemed like even he had forgotten that he was injured, as once again Maristella.
Rajidu Fernando losing his footing just as he was about to pull the trigger, as here come St. Patrick's, the goal scorer Abhishan. Passes it to Hines. Hamilton Hines crossed too close to the keeper. Prakash Pereira gathers with glee. Comes St. Patrick's once again. Ball crossed in, it's missed. Santhan trying to play his teammate in, cut out by the St. Maristella defense. Here's Samson. He loses possession. So referee tried to let advantage go on, but couldn't, and he's pulled it back for the free kick. Shipan. Tarin De Silva. Can he cut onto his favourite left foot? This time, unfortunately, ball hitting his hand. Long ball over the top, trying to pick out Hines, but Asta Fernando alert to the danger. He's put it out for corner kick. Corner kick put in. It's gone all the way to Chris Stephen. Sandhan. It's too fancy. Comes to nothing. Stella get the ball away. And Shipan has some space to run into. He is starting the Silva for support as well. Too close to the defenders. Here's Rajidu Fernando. Goes from range. Tipped over the bar by Cuman, but that was some effort from 35 yards out from Rajidu Fernando.
Rajidu Fernando is no stranger to brilliant goals from that range. In the group stage, I believe he converted twice from that distance. As we enter the final 10 minutes of regulation time of the third place playoff of the ThePapare Football Championship. Corner kick to Stella.
Certainly was a well hit, full-blooded shot from the Stella midfielder. Cuman had it covered, but Stella have a corner now. St. Patrick's get it clear. It's a fantastic ball for Sandhan. Can he pick out Hines? Unfortunately, Rajidu Fernando is at the top of his game. And St. Patrick's have to rebuild. Stephen making a nuisance of himself. It's only partly cleared.
Silva once again on the ball, dribbling past one, gets past another, passes it off, but the St. Patrick's defender doing his job well, and once again possession is back with St. Patrick's.
It's a great run. He's taken out a couple of defenders, trying to pick out Chris Stephen, but alert to the danger was Dabrera. He's put it out for a throw. Rishan. Long ball to Mohamed Shipan. Tarinder Silva with the acrobatics. But over him, unfortunately, as St. Patrick's get the ball clear.
It would have been some goal to seal his place as the Golden Boot winner. Unfortunately, missed it completely. Cross into the box now for St. Patrick's. Just over. The danger not cleared as Samson on the ball. Prakash Pereira came, shoved it away, and the ball is cleared only as far as a throw-in for St. Patrick's. I believe it might be a corner kick.
He spilt that one. Probably should have done better. Goalkeeper of his caliber. But St. Patrick's still have an opportunity to get a ball into the box and cause some problems. It's a good corner to the far post and headed over incredibly. Hamilton Hines, the guilty player. Completely free header, and really should be doing better from that sort of range. St. Patrick's really should be in front, but can Stella score and punish them?
Neither of these sides seem happy about the possibility of going into penalties. Both sides attacking and seem determined to try and finish off the game in the regulation 90 minutes. As now another throw-in to the boys from Jaffna.
Stella can't afford to switch off here. They were defeated in the semi-final by a late goal. So they will know that they need to keep their focus up right till the final whistle. This is the Lakshan. He's crossed to the far post. Sandan was interested, but doesn't get anything out of that. It's a goal kick.
Kijuman Prakash Perera came for that and seemed to miss the ball. Luckily for him, the final effort was missed. Once again, Chris Steepen on the ball. Looks to find his teammate, but headed away. Marisela. Tarinda Silva gives the ball away. Once again, St. Patrick's.
Fernando gets rid of the danger. Hamilton Hines has been very active down that right wing. Fernando has dealt with him well. Ball. Stella taken a while to get it clear, and Ravin Rishan has conceded a free kick. Decent position for St. Patrick's. They are just tugging Chris Steepen back.
Can St. Patrick's make something of this? Less than 3 minutes left of regulation time.
It's Sandan standing over the ball for St. Patrick's. His effort is high and wide.
Did not even bother Prakash Perera. As I said,
nowhere close to the goal.
As I said before, in moments like that, they need to at least try and get it on target, or it could come back to haunt them. There have been a number of opportunities like that which have been wasted by both teams. As once again, foul by the Patrick's player.
Ravin Rishan has gone down and looks like he will need some medical attention. Into the final 2 minutes, plus whatever is going to be added on. It's a bit of a heavy knock there to his thigh.
Landed a bit awkwardly as well, it looked like, but seems all right to continue. He has been a key player in their tournament so far. All Marisela can hope to do from here is try and find one of their teammates up front. Tarinda Silva tried to get at the end of it, but it was struck just too powerfully for his liking. And it will be a goal kick to St. Patrick's, quickly taken.
Shipan sides against shooting. The angle was against him. Rajidu Fernando back to Shipan. Not much in terms of movement ahead of them. That ball over the top, trying to pick out Shipan. Only run out for a goal kick. And looks like the fourth official is going to raise up the board for 2 minutes of added time at the end of the second half.
Looks like we will have penalties on our hands unless one of the sides can conjure up something in these dying moments. It has been quite an even half. Marcella started very strong, but Patricks have been responding in these last few minutes of the game. But once again, Marcella giving the ball away quite poorly.
Goalkeeper came and spilt it, but Stephen was offside.
If it indeed does go to penalties, Ashwin, which side do you think would feel more confident?
Handball called against Navin Rishan.
And let's not forget, St. Patrick's College did get through the quarterfinals after a penalty shootout victory against Zahira College in that incredible 3-all draw. Once again, St. Patrick's College.
Hines has the ball in the net, but offside, not for the first time.
That could have been a goal out of nowhere that finished it off, and there you go. It will be decided by a penalty shootout. The third place playoff of the ThePapare Football Championship. A 2-2 draw by Marcella College and St. Patrick's College. And now it's down to a penalty shootout. Which side, Ashwin, do you think would feel more confident about this?
Yes, I think at this moment Maristella will fancy themselves, certainly because they were able to come back from 2-0 down. Mentally they will feel that this is the next step, whereas St. Patrick's have squandered a 2-goal advantage, and also they really missed a lot of opportunities to score a goal, which will leave them under some pressure. We'll have a look at the highlights of the game. Maristella initially starting on the back foot with this goal from Abhishan, well headed in, which gave St. Patrick's the 1-0 advantage. Good cross from Chris Stephen. Maristella were really lackluster in the first half, and it was Hamilton Hines who crossed for Abhishan to score the second. Tharinda Silva was a lone figure up front for most of the first half for Maristella, as St. Patrick's really could have been at least 3-0 up. But Mohammad Shipan pulled one back for Maristella just on the brink of half time to halve the deficit, and incredibly they were able to find a way back into the game through an equalizer at the start of the second half. Mohammad Shipan scoring his second goal and tying things up. Stella from that point. Both teams had opportunities. It was an open game. Mohammad Shipan in particular was very lively. And on that occasion, Tanita Silva just unable to add to his tally of 8 goals as St. Patrick's defence and Cuman was put under some pressure. St. Patrick's had chances of their own as well. And on that occasion, Rajidu Fernando just outside the penalty yard when he was brought down. Tanita Silva had not much luck from free kicks. Clearance off the line for St. Patrick's. And St. Patrick's really had several opportunities to take the lead, but unable to really convert any of them. Hamilton Hines going close there. Good save from Cuman, denying Rajidu Fernando. Acrobatics from Tarinda Silva. Neither team really able to add to their advantage. Hamilton Hines scoring the goal, but unfortunately was offside. And in the penalty shootout, St. Patrick's will be taking the first penalty. It's going to be Hines up against Prakash Pereira.
I said earlier that these two goalkeepers would be contenders for the Golden Glove, and this penalty shootout could make or break it.
No problems for Hines. Started run up, but gets the job done with the spot kick. St. Patrick's off the mark.
Powerful strike by Hines there, right into the corner. And now it will be Stella, skipper.
Missed a penalty in the semi-final against St. Joseph's. Let's see how his nerves are today.
Leading goal scorer of the ThePapare Football Championship. Can he give his team the boost they need?
And into the roof of the net. Confident penalty. It's 1-1.
He is not 100%, as you can see from his walk, but he is doing everything he can for his team. As one now, St. Patrick's.
So, looks like it's going to be the captain, Dilakshan, to take the next penalty for St. Patrick's. Dilakshan up against Prakash Pereira. It's a weak penalty. And it's wide at the post as well. And that's the first miss of the shootout. It's an opportunity now for Mohammad Sajid to give Stella the lead in this shootout. Mohammad Sajid has rolled the ball into the net to give Stella an advantage.
Pressure on St. Patrick's now. Kijuman did brilliantly in the penalty shootout against Zahira College. His team will need more of that, but now it's Prakash Pereira in goal. It seems Robinson Reynolds of St. Patrick's College.
Yes, it is Ronald. And that's a good penalty. The side to tie things up and put pressure on Asada Fernando, who's going to come up to take the next penalty. Goalkeeper gets the right way, but no chance whatsoever with that penalty kick. 2-2 in the penalty shootout. Of course, Maristella have a penalty in hand. Can Asada Fernando convert to bring back the Maristella advantage? Asada Fernando has hit it wide, and it's 2-2 after 3 penalties each.
Wasted opportunity there. At this stage, he really needs to get it at least on target. Put it well wide of the post. And you can see the despair on his teammates' faces. As now
Sandhan, who will take this 4th penalty kick. It's a crucial one. If he can score and put St. Patrick's into the lead, will put a lot of pressure on Maristella. Sandhan, it's a confident penalty, low to the keeper's left. And now pressure is on the goal scorer, Mohammad Shipan, for Maristella. Scored 2 today after replacing Pranit Sham in the starting lineup. He's justified his selection, but he will need to score this penalty kick to keep Maristella in it. Mohammad Shipan straight at the goalkeeper, and Kuman makes the save. Pressure telling on Pranit Shaminda, and now St. Patrick's with an opportunity to win this 3rd place playoff. It was a poor penalty by the goal scorer, shooting straight at Kuman, who makes no mistake.
he did not look confident from the time he started his walk to the spot.
And it's Robert Tanujan to take this final kick for St. Patrick's. If he scores, St. Patrick's secure 3rd place. If he misses, Maristella have a lifeline. Tanujan versus Prakash Pereira. And he's put the penalty over the bar. A wasted opportunity to secure the win. And was got under the ball as he was taking it, puts it over the bar, and the penalty shootout goes on. Maristella have to score, and it's Rajidu Fernando who will be taking this penalty kick. He's been brilliant all game.
He has
He's been one of their standout players throughout the tournament. But at the moment, it's all down to this penalty kick. If he misses, Maristella loses. Pressure is on his shoulders, and he's put it wide. St. Patrick's College have won the 3rd place in the ThePapare Under-20 Football Championship. Rajidu Fernando, wasteful with the penalty kick, puts it wide of the bar, and St. Patrick's College has secured 3rd place. It's been a memorable run in the tournament for the team from Jaffna, as the ThePapare Football Championship 2018 will now go into its final game. 20 teams starting out in the tournament. Now we are down to the final two. St. Patrick's College have secured third place. And in 45 minutes, it will be St. Joseph's Colombo versus Hamid Al Hosseini. Colombo, two top schools in the school football scene, facing each other for the grand prize. And players down in tears, distraught, as that's the nature of the game. Penalty shootouts always nerve-wracking, take a lot out of players physically and emotionally. But St. Patrick's have come out of this one on the right side. It was a great game. 2-2 in after 90 minutes. Braces from Abhishan and Mohammad Shipan. So at full time, it's 2-2, and St. Patrick's winning on penalties for the second time in the tournament after they beat Zahira in the quarterfinals as well. Thrilling game of football comes to an end here at the Sukadasa Stadium. Have a look at the penalty shootout. Both teams converting their first penalties. Two confident penalties from Hamilton Hines and Tarinda Silva. Of course, it was close right until the end. Confident penalties from the front three of St. Patrick's. But Tanujan missed an opportunity to win it. But Rajidu Fernando, unfortunately, his penalty kick went wide and Stella fell short at the final harden. It's been a pleasure bringing you live and exclusive coverage of the ThePapare Football Championship 2018 third place game. We'll be back live at the Sukadasa Stadium for the final, the grand final. And it's been a pleasure bringing you the third place playoff. And do join us in 45 minutes for the final. Hamid Al Hosseini College versus St. Joseph's College on thepapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub.
We'll conquer.